Hi everyone. This topic is deciphering what is the fruit that Adam and Eve had eaten in the Garden of Eden. Before we can decipher the fruit, we must know first the tree that produces the fruit. There is a saying that we can know the fruit, by its tree, or vice versa. We can know the tree by its fruit. Trees in the Bible refers to man. Jesus Christ said in John 15, verse 5 to 11, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they can gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. And in Psalm chapter 1, verse 3, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in its season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. He, here in the first sentence, means man. And in Jeremiah 17:6, that person will be like a bush in the wastelands. He will not see prosperity when it comes. He will dwell in the parched places of the desert, in a salt land where no one lives. It means those who make God their hope shall flourish like a tree always green, whose leaf does not wither. They shall be fixed in peace and satisfaction of mind. Therefore, the two trees in the middle of the Garden of Eden is very special. We have to know first the two trees in the middle of the Garden of Eden is because if we can know these two trees, we can know the fruit. That's why these two trees are very special. Why? Because they already have a name. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and the tree of life mentioned in Genesis 2:9. Genesis 2:9 said, and out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the eyes and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This is the only verse in the Bible where the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is being mentioned. But the tree of life is mentioned throughout the Bible, from the Old Testament to the New Testament. For example, in the Old Testament, stated in Proverbs 13:12, hope deferred make the heart sick, but the desire fulfilled is the tree of life. It means that the hope of the people during the time of Noah, their desire is fulfilled if they reach the tree of life. And in the New Testament age, in Revelation 22:14, blessed are those who wash their robes, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may go through the gates into the city. It means that the people during the time of Jesus, they also wish to reach the tree of life. The washing of robes, as mentioned here, is a metaphor for purification from uncleanliness. meaning sin. This verse pronounces a blessing on those who are cleansing their sin and come to the bosom of God. Thus, if the people in Jesus' time and in Noah's time desired to reach the tree of life, what could be the hope of Adam in the Garden of Eden? We can read Adam's hope in Genesis chapter 3, verse 24. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden cherubim and a flaming sword, flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. After Adam and Eve ate the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, God placed a cherubim, means an angel, with a flaming sword to guard Adam and Eve from attaining the tree of life. Now, we will ask Adam, what could be his hope? What could be his innermost desire in his life in the Garden of Eden? It is no other than his first blessing, and that is to be fruitful in Genesis 1:28. That is his perfection or maturation of character, becoming one in heart with God, perfect as God is perfect in heaven. It means to be an ideal man whom God designed him to be. Therefore, tree of life stated in Genesis 2:9 refers to Adam, who did not sin, who did not commit sin. Adam, who did not violate the commandment of God. So, if the tree of life is Adam, the tree which stood next to the tree of life, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, is no other than Eve. It is the plan of God to place Adam and Eve in the middle of the Garden of Eden and let them be God's representatives here on earth. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil is the very tree that produced the fruit. Since we were able to establish that the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is Eve, the fruit is connected to Eve. To say it in a simple language, the fruit is the sexual organ of Eve. Isn't it that all parents remind their daughter always, be careful, son, be careful, daughter, you are still young. Don't open your legs to strangers. This is the heart of the parents, to protect their daughter from being eaten by strangers who will make their daughter pregnant. Likewise, God warned Adam and Eve not to commit sexual act before he gave them permission to eat or to experience it or to have sexual contact. God will bless them in holy marriage and proclaim them husband and wife at the right time, at the right place. This is the second blessing of God to them, to multiply good children, establish ideal family. God will let them eat. God will let them experience sexual contact in order to create an ideal family where love flourishes in their family. Now we know exactly the true meaning of the commandment of God. Now we know also that the fruit is the sexual organ of Eve. The question that we should ask, What is the crime that Adam and Eve committed in the Garden of Eden? This is the topic of our next video. Thank you for listening until the end.